Establishing agent connections.
We all remember this.
You know, the world could always use more heroes.
Overwatch. Overwatch used to be highly rated, almost winning every gaming award and even taking Game of the Year in 2016.
Here it is. The Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2016 is Overwatch.
But fast forward till now, Overwatch has become the most hated and negatively reviewed game on Steam. What happened? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. G'day everybody, my name is Thicc and today I'm returning to Overwatch. It's been almost 7 years since I played the game, and during those 7 years I have not played nor even seen that game until now. So I'm going to be looking at all the new stuff that's been removed and stuff that's been added. If you want to see a certain part, I've added timestamps down below. So let's talk about my experiences with Overwatch. The year is 2015 and I got my first PC not too long ago. And the main game I played was World of Warcraft. But I never really spent a lot of time on my computer. We move into 2016 and I see the first Overwatch cinematic. Now the cinematics were absolutely amazing. They got you attached to the game, got you feeling for the characters, and wanted to know more about the lore and the character history. But that wasn't the cinematic that got me into Overwatch. However, 1 week prior to its release, Overwatch released another cinematic, and it's called Dragons. You have seen it, your friends have seen it, hell, probably even your parents have seen it.
You are not the first assassin sent to kill me, and you will not be the last.
You think you honor your brother Genji with incense and offerings? Honor resides in one's actions.
You dare to lecture me about honor? You are not worthy to say his name!
His name is Genji and I fell in love with that character. I mean, he looks amazing. He's a cyborg ninja that throws shurikens, lights up green. He's got a sword on his back. He looked so cool. The game releases and I haven't gotten it yet until some clips were surfacing of people playing Genji. People like Seagull and Shadowburn.
Alright, I don't know if anyone just saw what I did there, but I'm pretty proud of that.
And then that's when I get Overwatch. Overwatch in its early days was hella fun, and it quickly became broken. Everyone was still learning the game, so everyone was just having fun. As well as every single player can lock in the exact same hero in the exact same role. So you could have a full team of Wintons. However, that quickly became broken when it came to control points. People would run 2 Lucios, 2 Tracers, and I think it was 2 Winstons to practically contest the control point for ages, for as long as they wanted to. So I think after a month or 2 months of playing, they got rid of that, so only one person in that team can play a certain hero. But you could still lock in whatever role you want. So you could still have a full team of tanks or a full team of support, whatever you wanted. And this stayed that way for quite some time. Then I remember season 1 came out with the release of Ana and Sombra. And Sombra's release was so cool. It was through descriptive and coded words that you had to try and figure out. Because her whole personality was this hacker. And it's like she hacked the codes so you can try and figure out who she is. And that created some insane hype. And Overwatch consistently released content, releasing Lucio Bowl and even PvE, which was called Junkenstein's Revenge during Halloween.
Oh my god, the door's so low! I got it! I did it! Oh my god, that was sick! An arrow through the face.
And I didn't start playing competitive till season 3 when I got really into it. I mean really into it. And that was the first time I've ever played a game throughout the night. That was the first time I've ever seen daylight hit my window on a school night playing a game. Keep in mind, I was 14 during this, I think. I can't do maths. Yes, I was 14. No, I was 14, 15. Now, you would pay $40 for the game, and the game had cosmetics with a loot box system. So loot boxes has random chances of getting good stuff or bad stuff.
Because how many boxes do we have? 160, my God. I'm starting to feel like, oh, double legendary. Woo! The new 76. I really wanted this.
And you would get a loot box every time you leveled up. So if you played the game a lot, you'd get a lot of loot boxes. And you could still spend money to get loot boxes, but you didn't really have to because all of it was free. So let's quickly talk about why did I stop playing. I stopped playing in 2019, as most people did. During 2019, a new hero was released, and that hero was Bridget. She would single-handedly destroy the game. Now, to give some context, the meta before Bridget's release was the dive meta, where you would run heroes like Winston, D.Va, Genji, Tracer, Lucio, and I think Zen. Now, at the time, we came really bored of it and got really sick of the dive meta.
I quit Overwatch. I will never stream Overwatch again until Blizzard offers me a salary. Tim, I'm just not playing right now. I don't know, man. I need something fresh. Here's what I don't need. Let me tell you what I don't want to play against anymore. Winston, D.Va, too bad. Genji, Tracer, catch this. Zenyatta, Discord this, Discord that, Discord this. Lucio, I'm playing music, riding around on walls. I'm tired of it.
But for a little bit of foreshadowing, dive was so much better to what's coming up ahead. When Bridget was released, her idea was to counter dive meta. However, she was way too OP.
Okay.
Aw, little shield. It's like a little...
What the hell was that? Left shift. Let's see what it does. We're 10 meters right now. We can't melee. 20 meters, chat. 20 of them. Tim! People get healed when I do damage as well. All right, let me try her E. So that's like, so yeah, he explained it pretty well. It's kind of like Zenyatta.
I've got you.
Dude, that's a lot of healing, isn't it? All right, so let's see what the ult looks like and sounds like. Ready? So it's over time. What is that cap at? What did I have? And you just keep the armor. How much HP do I have? That's crazy.
Unlucky for me. I might restarting again.
He can kill her in a blink. She kills before she can blink.
Not only was she way too overpowered, but she created a new meta called GOATs, which means go all tanks and support, where you practically have free tanks and free supports. As well as Brig was so overpowered, you had to have her on the team. If you didn't have Brig and the enemy team did, it's an instant lose and you're throwing. That's how strong she was. Now that the meta became GOATs, the game became incredibly boring. DPS, out the window. No one was playing DPS anymore. It made the game so boring, and even in the Overwatch League, it was so boring to watch.
We do see the Outlaws are going to pull out Dante's Tracer. This has been some of the things that Outlaws fans have been waiting for is a good Tracer player on Houston. It's Jake on the bar. This combo's worked well for them before, but as soon as they see the defensive setup, they will just simply swap it away. Crucial time lost here for the Outlaws.
At that point, for most people as well, Overwatch became so boring that it became unplayable. That even I started trying out new games that are pretty similar, such as Paladins. However, time has gone by and no fixes have been changed. And then, disaster. A new game called Fortnite started becoming popular, and that took majority of players and streamers and talent from Overwatch to start playing Fortnite. At first, I didn't join, but continuing playing Overwatch and being bored, and I eventually joined. For my time playing Overwatch, I used to love it. I would play it whenever I can, and when I couldn't, I'd watch people play it. I'd watch videos of people talking about updates or certain heroes and lore, but when I stopped playing, I never watched a single video or update, nothing, until now. Let's read some of these reviews on Overwatch 2 from Steam. Oh my god. The people who make Overwatch porn work harder than the people who make Overwatch. 64,000 people found this review helpful. It's like watching your beloved child slowly grow into a drug addict with no future. Made Overwatch 2 because of PvE, scrapped PvE, and basically showed real reason to bring out new game was to monetize and money grab everyone. I know Overwatch 2 gets a lot of hate, but personally I don't think it gets enough. Better off downloading 34 gigabytes of Overwatch porn than the game itself. I cried at the part when Reaper said bye, 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 and locked the new heroes behind a battle pass and scraped the story mode. Truly the game of all time, thank you Activision Blizzard. The only game I can remember that died twice. Overwatch porn creators work harder than game devs. Porn's so good they made a game out of it. Good game ruined by corporate greed and bad decision making. I don't know which Blizzard treats worse, its players or its female employees. Oh my god. They forgot to add content for 3 years. Instead of wasting your time and money on this game, here's a recipe for a Black Forest cake or the Portal cake. It's just a little face. 5,000 people found this helpful. Team Fortress 2. 2016, game is good, porn is good. 2023, game is bad, porn is still good. 6,000 people found this review helpful. No free PvE? Literally respect to the NSFW artists that keep this game alive to this day. I missed Jeff. The porn is better. Download the game, write a bad review, uninstall the game. Fun game, sometimes. Horrible publisher company. Incredible porn. Fuck Blizzard. They should just change the name to Freaky Watch and let everyone kiss. How to have fun with Overwatch 2. Load in a game. Lose. Go on a special orange and black website. Search for Overwatch. Hope this helps. Seeing as reviews are flooding in and no one will read this, I liked being pegged. I have less shame in admitting to owning porn games in my library than I do with this game. Just a guy shitting. Bring back Overwatch 1. Meow meow. The porn artist should sue for defamation. Game, thumbs down. Porn, thumbs up. They removed the fun. Just like when they removed women's rights at Blizzard. What the fuck? It's an indie company, guys. Give them a break. This game gave me all of this. It just keeps going. Oh my god. Breaking Bad. Just a sad face. Hard to find a greedier company than Blizzard. Bad game. No oiled up Doomfist. I love the part where Zenyatta said experience nothingness. And then nothing happened with the PvE content that had been in the works for years. Marvel Rivals. What is that? Just a big fuck you there. Things I gave Overwatch. Time, money, commitment, and love. Things Overwatch gave me. Mental insanity, disappointed parent energy, unhealthy amount of rage and toxicity, unhealthy amount of porn addiction, pain. Blizzard saw they had a popular game and got their greatest minds together to ruin it as quickly as possible. Before I played Overwatch 2, I had a small wee-wee. No friends, no girlfriend, depression, and absolutely no will to live. None of these things have changed, but the game is pretty bad. 5v5 summary? Tank. Unkillable raid boss. DPS. Trash. Support. DPS on steroids. Winston. Please. 5,000 people found this review helpful. I like the part where the new character Ilari used her ult and said face the budget cuts and obliterated the PvE development team with the power of the sun. Unacceptable, wrong, poor, lame, horrible, terrible. Oh my god. I think that's every bad descriptive word you can think of. Cheap Paladin's ripoff. Can't sex the This game's a scam. There wasn't a 10-hour sex scene with Hanzo oiled up. No PvE. I love it when May said, freeze, don't move, and froze the entire development of PvE, causing the end product to be extremely underwhelming. I am a chronic master. Are you wasting my money again, son? I think you get the idea. While I'm recording this video, I've already played the game for the past 2 to 3 weeks, just so I can get a bit of a better feel about the game. So the first thing I want to talk about is the new Battle Pass and shop. Now that the game is free, they have released the Battle Pass, which if you want to purchase is 15 Australian dollars, which is pretty standard price. What do you get? And is it worth it? Well, you get a few legendary skins like this Reinhardt skin here, or this Genji skin at the end, as well as a few cosmetics such as charms, name cards, profile pictures, play of the games, and emotes. They also now have free currencies, Overwatch coins, credits, and mythic prisms. This battle pass will give you 600 Overwatch coins. What can we get with that? That is enough to get us 2 recolored skins, and not enough to get a rare skin, let alone a legendary. Meaning if we wanted to purchase this legendary skin, it will take us 4 battle passes to finally have enough. And the crazy thing is, after the 3rd battle pass, we'll have 1800, only 100 away, purposely giving us slightly less to what we need to make us purchase coins, or slightly more to make us purchase coins again to have it just enough for something else. So if I wanted to buy this skin, I will need 1900, meaning I'll most likely have to go to the store. This skin is 30 Australian dollars, which is a stupid amount for a skin. Highlight intros, 700, 100 more than we get from the battle pass, meaning we would have to buy an extra 100, meaning we have to spend another $7.50, or if we're buying out of pocket, $15. We'll have enough for an emote, but nothing else after that. And if we wanted to buy this, $8. Victory poses will have enough for 2. But this right here will set you back $7.50 out of pocket. Weapon charms, something that mostly only you are going to see. You're not even going to have enough from the battle pass to purchase this. This is going to set you back $15. The second currency is credits. The battle pass gives you 2,000, which seems like quite a lot. What can we get from that? Well, we can get a lot of voice lines, and maybe some recolored skins. That is all. That's all you can get with the credits. That's it. Now, the last currency you get with the Battle Pass is the Mythic Prisms, which the Battle Pass will give you 80. This is the currency to get mythic skins. For example, if we look at Reinhardt here, we have 4, which costs prisms. This is a customizable and upgradable skin. To get the base model, it will set you back 50. Every level after that is 10. And level 5 is 20. Meaning from the Battle Pass, you can get at least a level 4 mythic skin, which is honestly not too bad, considering the price to buy these mythic prisms. So if you wanted to buy the mythic prisms, if you wanted to get all 5 levels, it's going to... I almost just purchased that, oh my god. $112 if you want a fully mythic skin. $112. This right here is worth $112 if you want this. That is unbelievably crazily high and outrageous. But if you just wanted the base model, it's going to set you back 60 Australian dollars. Let's talk about the new progression system. We can see the old progression system right here, and I know for a fact I was a higher level than that and had way more hours than this. I know I was definitely over the thousands. So I think something happened when Overwatch 1 was switching to Overwatch 2. I'm not quite sure. So this system here, every time you leveled up, you get a free loot box, which has a chance to get a legendary. You also get this fancy badge around your player. Every 10 levels, you'll kind of get a little fin, as you can see on the side here. Once you hit a level 100, you will gain a star. After 5 stars and you reach a level 100, you'll move to silver. Repeat the process, then you go to gold, repeat the process, and it keeps going on. I do understand why they removed it, because it did lead to some toxicity. Imagine you're in a game and you're only in plats, and then you have a player with a very high level and he plays poorly. It led to toxicity like, how can you play the game so much and play so badly? However, the new progression system doesn't feel as rewarding. You don't get anything from leveling these up. You do get these badges, they don't look as cool and they rarely get shown off. It's cool how you can see, you know, individual levels, but like I said, it doesn't feel as rewarding. Now, Overwatch decided to get rid of a game mode, which came with a few maps. They were called Assault or 2CP, which means 2 capture points. Now, I do understand why they got rid of them, but I would have preferred that they reworked it rather than just scrapping it altogether. These maps were usually one-sided, with one team holding forever or the other team rushing in and capping both points in less than 2 minutes. In other cases, the matches would just go on for too long because both teams were evenly matched. And the first map you're seeing right now is Hanamura during its Christmas event, as you can tell by the snowman. These maps were insanely beautiful and had a lot of lore and history to them, so it's sad to see that they've just completely got rid of them now. I was able to get access to them by putting in a code in custom games, and for some reason it gave me a pocket mercy. Blizzard has released new game modes and new maps to compensate, but they feel even worse than the Assault maps. The new game modes being Push, Flashpoint, and Clash. And I really dislike these new game modes, and I think the rest of the Overwatch community will agree with me there. The beginner bots have been battling out since we've been talking. Let's see how they're doing. They're having a really intense battle on point. Let me quickly press Q and finish them all off. I'm sure it's going to be easy since they're beginner bots. We won't talk about that one. The best part about these maps is we can actually see where the cinematic from the dragons actually happened. For example, here where Genji threw his shurikens, we can see them on the wall here. When Genji went through the little thing there, we can see that as well. When Hanzo shot his arrow to the ground, we see that. Even when he shoots the arrow right past Genji, you know it, we can see that one too. This is the Lunar Colony map, and this is where Winton grew up. And I remember these doors having a button, which I'm pretty sure it was this, but it turns out to be a bloody Roomba. This is just another really well designed map, and we can even see where Winton grew up. This is his little spot, and we can even see his footprints down there. You can't tell me that this does not look beautiful. Here's the man himself. Greetings! I had the Mercy Pocket again, but my favorite thing about this map is you can actually go outside and experience space. Just take a listen. Subscribe for more Thicc content. We can even see Winton's peanut butter floating in outer space. I hope everyone that's watching me on this beautiful blue object is having a good day. This is the last map called Volskaya. This map was set in Russia, and I really disliked the choke in the first point. The best part about this map is looking at the big scary robots walking around in the background. And the Mercy didn't want to pocket me anymore. And clearly I don't remember the map like I used to. The last capture point had these floating boards that would move around the map, and a part of it actually in the point. I remember people used to set up bastions on here with a shield, and it was so much fun. I forgot this robot moves and it scared the hell out of me. If you can't beat them, join them. And I'm still happy that Overwatch still has their crazy ragdoll effects. RIP. This was the lore-accurate Genji versus Hanzo. This is called Paris, and they released this not too long after I stopped playing. So this is my first time actually experiencing this map, and I really love this robot singing at the start. And for some reason, my Pocket Mercy chose violence. She was aiming a gun at me. Please don't hurt me! And I got my revenge on this bloody Roomba. Satisfying. Look at this priceless hand-carved statue. What? Why would you do that? What? You naughty boy. Naughty. At least my mercy was a ride or die. However, I was not impressed.
I'm not impressed.
I wanted to play this map without bots, but it gave me a mercy anyway. For all the mercy mains out there, here's a new background picture.
NANI?
This is Temple of Anubis. This is the last map that they removed. This is also the first map I ever played on. So many fond memories. The bots also didn't want to come out of spawn. Well, that's until I pissed them off. While I was here, I had to check out the infamous Death Room, where Symmetras traumatized other people.
Okay, I will take control of the original Death Room. She's here. Get her.
You heard it here first.
Get
Don't
her.
shoot balls in there.
Get her. Oh my god, we can still do this.
Now, I know they weren't fun to play on at the time, but it's still sad to see them go. I will always cherish these maps in my heart. It's now time to talk about the gameplay. The game is genuinely fun at the moment. It does have its ups and downs, and some parts where it could use a little bit of work. And I would even argue that the game is better than it was in Overwatch 1. The first notable change that they've added is the role queue, and I really like this new system. Practically, you queue up as a certain role, tank, DPS, or support. So if I were to queue up as a DPS, I will only be able to play DPS characters, and in rank, it will only rank up in that certain role, so you can have a rank in a tank, DPS, and support individually. Now, the reason why I like it, because back in Overwatch 1, let's say you're playing competitive. Since there's no role queue, you could get into a lobby full of DPS players or full of tank players. And it's always the worst feeling when you get into a game and everyone insta-locks a DPS character. And when that happens, it's almost an instant loss usually. Either one, no one will change to a tank and support and you'll just get rolled over. Or two, people are forced to play roles that they're not good at, causing to lose a game that way. And most of the time, you're forced to play something you don't like. So this role queue allows you to play something you want to play and have fun with and what you're good at. Which brings me to my next point. The game is now a 5v5 rather than a 6v6. Now they both had their pros and cons, but me personally, I prefer 6v6. Mainly because of the tank role. Obviously, in order to go 5v5, you have to eliminate a role. That role being a tank. And because of that, the tanks have been buffed. They are really hard to kill and do a lot more damage. Back in Overwatch 1, if you're a DPS player and you're 1v1ing a tank, most of the time the DPS will win. However now, the DPS stands no chance. And now you're also relying on one tank rather than two. Basically meaning if your tank gets picked, you kind of have to retreat because you have no chance against the enemy with their tank. Now that the game is a 5v5, it's not the worst. Obviously tanks have to be buffed in order to be viable and to make people actually play them. And the game feels a lot more fast paced, which is not too bad. Like I said, there's pros and cons to both of them. Supports at the moment feel a little cracked out. And what I mean by that is they're kind of like a DPS character that can heal. They deal so much damage. And when I've been playing the game, I've seen a lot of support players focusing on damage rather than healing. The toxicity is nowhere near as bad today as it was back in the day. I feel like an old person saying that.
Back in my day, everyone hated everybody. Curse words, racial slurs.
For real though, the toxicity now is nowhere near as bad. In quick play, there's little to none. A lot of people say good luck, have fun at the start of the match. I see a lot of people saying nice shot after they get killed by a Widowmaker, and it feels really nice. The only toxicity I've ever seen in quick play so far is from the enemy team when I dominate them. And even that's not bad at all.
Except for this message that I got. I am not a booby.
In competitive, of course, there's going to be toxicity. Any game that's highly competitive will, and there's nothing you can do about it. People are just going to be getting upset. Even that being said, it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. And I think the main reason for that being is the people who were being toxic decided to spread their cancerous on a different game called Marvel Rivals. Another new feature I really like in competitive is the new hero banning. Each team has the ability to ban 2 heroes, meaning every competitive match will have 4 hero bans, allowing you to ban counters or heroes that are possibly overpowered. The interesting thing is, everyone is banning Sombra. Every match I go into, poor Sombra is getting banned. No matter the map, no matter the comp, she's just getting banned. The biggest issue I see with competitive at the moment is smurfing. Now, I play at a lower elo that is being plat because I am not good at the game. And in some of my games, I'm getting a lot of smurf players, which to me flat out ruins the game. If you don't know what smurfing is, it's when a higher elo player, maybe someone like who's a grandmaster or a top 500, creates a new account and then plays at a lower elo like silver, gold and plat. Another issue I have with competitive is when people leave the game. Now, the game is never over until you see that defeat on your screen. However, I see a lot of people give up and leave the game before it's over. Or even when, let's say you're winning the game and you're about to win. However, little Jimmy that's on your team is playing tank and it's past his bedtime and his mum pulls out his computer. You are now down a tank, which causes you to lose the game. Now, of course, the leaver gets penalized for this, but so does the rest of his team. No matter if you're losing or winning, you're still going to lose SR because of that defeat. And I think that's incredibly... What? Really? Okay. Sure. Interesting. No, I'll let him know, Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Love you. Fuck off. So, old mate wants to show you something. I'll let it play now.
Here is a quick list of stuff coming when the season launches on August 26th. An advanced hero info panel, an updated first-time user experience with all heroes available to new players, an improved progression system with new rewards, and a new collab, and a new support hero, Roadhog changes, a competitive rank soft reset, more perks, and Stadium gets 3 heroes coming with 1 more at mid-season, and a new payload race mode featuring 2 new maps, a draft mode for Stadium, Stadium quick play with crossplay enabled, and Stadium endorsements. There will also be the return of Lucio Ball, but this time in 3P. Amazing new skin themes including Pool Party, Floral Gods, and Neo Streetwear, and some brilliant work from the animation team that includes the new universal emote that can be equipped on every hero, and a skateboard emote for Kuriko that lets you roam around the map, and brilliant work on the new Cassidy Mythic Weapon skin. Speaking of Mythics, Sojourn has this season's Mythic Hero skin.
So they've just released a new update while I've been making this video. They've actually fixed some of the stuff I was talking about in this video. It's like they heard what I was talking about and immediately fixed it. So that player leaving in a competitive game issue, that has been fixed. So now you won't be as badly punished. The bad progression system I was talking about earlier just had a complete overhaul, and it is so much better. They've kept their original format, just improved it. So they're still using the individual hero leveling system, but now at level 20, 40 and 60, I believe, you actually get an in-game border for that exact hero. As well as leveling up these heroes, they give you so much more and better rewards, such as loot boxes, profile pictures, name cards, and titles that match that hero. They've also brought back the free loot boxes. Just like before, you get them by playing the game. To get these loot boxes, you have to complete the new challenges, which is pretty simple. It's by playing a certain amount of games, and winning a game grants double, and they go up by 11. So after you play 11 games, you'll get the free loot boxes, but not just 1, but 11, which is an insane amount of loot boxes. It does cap out at the 77 games, meaning you get 77 loot boxes, and it resets after a certain amount of days. When the update went live, I'm pretty sure it's every 20 days. Someone fact check me down below in the comments. I also made a mistake earlier in this video. as I went to check out the new update, for some reason I had 15,000 credits just sitting in my account. The only thing I could find about that was something to do with legacy skins. I'm not too sure. At first I was like, 15,000? I don't think there's enough voice lines for me to able to buy with that much amounts of credits. But as I go into the skins of a certain hero, most skins were changed to the other credit, meaning I could buy legendary skins with that credit, which is a huge plus. There are a few skins you have to buy with premium currency. However, it does raise another issue. Why did it not tell me that I was able to do that? If I was new to the game, it makes me think buying new skins weren't possible with that credit, so it makes you purchase them. It does go to show, Blizzard is trying to fix the game. Most of the changes, fixes, and updates were fixing what most people were complaining about, whether that's due to the release of Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals was probably the best thing that's happened to Blizzard. This update probably wouldn't be possible without them. They needed this kick in the ass. Now, I'm going to get back to the gameplay. Another huge thing that they've added is perks. Every single hero has their own minor perks and major perks. This is a new feature I really like. For one, they don't massively change the heroes, and two, you can use them very situational. For example, I'll be using Reaper, as I'm currently playing him right now. Well, you're watching it. With his minor perk, you have the choice of Shadow Blink, where Shadow Step's cast time and cooldown are 25% faster, but the range is reduced by 25%. Or Soul Breathing, collect soul globes from dead enemies to restore 50 health. And with the major perks, Dire Triggers, where you can use the right mouse button to fire a volley with long range accuracy from both Hellfire shotguns. Or Ravenous Wraith, leaving Wraith form grants 40% additional lifesteal for 3 seconds. So a lot of them are very situational, like Reaper with his major perk, do I want lifesteal or do I want a bit of extra long range and a bit more damage? And some other heroes are more preference, like Bastion had a rework, so his ultimate is no longer turning into a tank, but he turns into an artillery form. And a lot of people do miss having the tank setup. Well, one of these major perks is that in his normal turret form, he will actually turn into a tank instead. There were some heroes where the perks were a little bit one-sided, and I was going to point that out in this video, but the new update literally fixed them. One of them being my main hero, Genji. Before the update, his minor perk, you had a choice of 30% extra lifesteal when using Blade, or when wall climbing or dashing resets your double jump, which I always use 30% lifesteal, and I'm sure most other Genji players did the exact same thing. They recently changed this perk to something so much better. The new perk is, when you do a quick melee, which with Genji you use a lot, it takes 3 seconds off the cooldown of dash. Meaning I could dash melee twice and already have my dash back. They also changed a lot of perks with other heroes that had similar or different issues. If Blizzard continues down this path, releasing updates and fixing things that people are complaining about, I can see the game being so much better. There is a lot of other things to talk about, but I don't want to take too much of your time, especially when you made it this far. But in conclusion, like I said previously, I do find this game a lot better than it was. I'm having fun again. Like one night I was playing quick play and there was a lot of games I was losing and I was still having fun. And if Blizzard continues down this path, I'll definitely be making more videos about this game, but my type of content style. Which if you're new here, this is not typically the videos I make. So if that's something you want to see, please let me know, please let me know in the comments down below. There's already a few videos I have in mind. I do want to try out the PvE, as well as check out the public custom games. I've seen a few of the weird ones. Should you return to Overwatch? And to that I say yes. At least give it a try. Like I said, the game had its ups and downs, but a lot of them are getting fixed now. And hopefully Overwatch will continue to go down this path. And that's going to be the end of this video. And if you're hearing this, I want to thank you personally for making it this far. Now, this is not the typical content I make, so if you want a bit of a laugh, check out the rest of my videos. And if you don't want to miss any upcoming videos, feel free to subscribe. It means a lot to me. It is free, and you can always change your mind later. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.